Good morning, Ma. Today I am explaining you important questions from the CRPC for All India Bar Exam. These questions are very important. You can easily get 78 marks if you read these 100 questions. Okay, so first question is, what is the maximum period for which an accused can be remanded in police custody under section 167 2A I of CRPC? Answer is 15 days. So the maximum period is 15 days for a remand in police custody. Under which section can a magistrate can take cognizance of an offence upon a police report? Answer is section 191B. What is the time limit to file a charge sheet in cases where the investigation is not completed within 90 days for offences punishable with death or life imprisonment? Answer is 90 days. Under which section does the concept of anticipatory bail fall? Answer is section 438. Very easy answer. Please remember, you will surely get this question. Next question. Who can withdraw a prosecution with the consent of the court under CRPC? A public prosecutor or assistant public prosecutor can withdraw a prosecution with the consent of the court. Next question. Which section of the CRPC deals with the maintenance of wives, children, and parents? Answer is very easy. Remember, section 125 is the answer. What is the maximum sentence a magistrate of the second class can impose? Imprisonment for up to 1 year or fine up to rupees 5,000 or both. Next question. Under which section can a private person arrest someone without a warrant? Answer is section 43. Ninth question. What is the limitation period for taking cognizance of an offence punishable with imprisonment up to 1 year? Answer is 1 year. So the limitation period for taking cognizance of an offence is 1 year. Which section of CRPC deals with the right of the accused to receive a free legal aid service? Answer is section 304. Under CRPC, what is the term used for the release of an accused on his own bond without sureties? Answer is release on personal recognizance. 12th question. Which section empowers the police officer to investigate cognizable cases without the order of a magistrate? Answer is section 156 1. 13th question. Which section of the CRPC can the High Court or Court of Sessions call for records and revision? Answer is section 397. What is the time limit for the completion of investigation in case of rape as per CRPC? Answer is 2 months. This comes under the section 173 1A. Which section deals with the power of the magistrate to disperse an unlawful assembly? Section 129. Who had the power to commit a case to the Sessions Court under CRPC? Magistrate. Under which section can a police officer arrest a person without a warrant in case of a cognizable offence? Section 41. What is the maximum period a person can be detained under preventive detention under CRPC? Answer is 24 hours. Under which section is the power of the magistrate to order an investigation by the police into a non cognizable case discussed? Section 155 2. Which section of CRPC empowers the court to alter or add charges at any stage of the trial? Answer is section 216. What is the remedy available to an accused if the charge is groundless according to CRPC? Answer is discharge. Under which section can an aggrieved person appeal against an order of maintenance? Answer is section 399. Which section of the CRPC deals with the summary trial of offences? Answer is section 260. Under CRPC, under what condition can a court issue a search warrant to search a person suspected of concealing a thing? Answer is reasonable belief. Which section lays down the procedure for trial before a sessions court? Answer is section 225. What is the maximum fine that a chief judicial magistrate can impose? Answer is rupees 10,000. Which section allows for the dismissal of complaints if the complainant is absent? Answer is section 256. Under CRPC, who is authorized to grant pardon to an accomplice? Answer is magistrate or sessions judge. Which section of CRPC defines an investigation? Section 2H. Under which section can a magistrate refuse to register an FIR? Section 190. Which section deals with the withdrawal of a case by the public prosecutor? Section 321. Under CRPC, what is the power of a sessions judge regarding a death sentence passed by the sessions court, subject to confirmation by the High Court? Which section of the CRPC defines a judicial proceeding? Section 2(1). Who had the power to transfer cases from one criminal court to another? The High Court. Which section of CRPC provides for a bar on taking cognizance of an offence after the lapse of the period of limitation? Section 468. What is the time limit for taking cognizance of an offence punishable with fine only? 6 months. Which section empowers the court to examine the accused personally during the trial? Section 313. What is the time limit for producing an arrested person before the nearest magistrate? Within 24 hours. Under which section of CRPC can a High Court quash FIRs? Section 482. Which section deals with the proclamation for a person absconding? Section 82. What is the role of Section 164 in criminal proceedings? It deals with recording confessions and statements. Which section provides the power to the magistrate to take preventive action to prevent the commission of offences? Section 151. Who can record confessions under CRPC? A magistrate. What is the provision for compounding of offences under CRPC? Section 320. What is the limitation period for filing a charge sheet in a non-bailable offense if the accused is in custody 90 days. Under which section can an accused person be discharged if the evidence is insufficient? Section 239 for warrant cases and Section 245 for summons cases. Which section of CRPC deals with the protection of accused persons from double jeopardy? Section 300. What is the maximum time period for a remand to judicial custody without a charge sheet being filed for minor offences? 60 days. Which section provides for the recording of dying declaration? Section 32 1 of the Indian Evidence Act. So, read with section 161 of CRPC. Under which section can the Court of Sessions take cognizance of a case directly without committing by a magistrate? Section 193 does not allow Sessions Court to take cognizance directly unless committed by a magistrate. Which section allows a court to order maintenance for a wife, child, or parents? Section 125. Under which section of CRPC is the recording of evidence in absentia permitted? Section 299. What is the minimum age for a person to be tried in a criminal court under CRPC? No minimum age specified in CRPC. The Juvenile Justice Act applies for children under 18 years. Which section deals with the procedure for the attachment of property of a person who has absconded? Section 83. Section of CRPC provides for the death penalty to be confirmed by the High Court? Section 366. Which section deals with the trial of cases by the Court of Session? Section 225. What is the time limit for filing an appeal against an order of acquittal in CRPC? 90 days. Under which section can a person be arrested without a warrant for a cognizable offense? Section 41. Which section of CRPC empowers a magistrate to take preventive action to prevent the breach of peace? Section 107. Under which section does CRPC define the powers of the High Court to exercise divisional jurisdiction? Section 401. What is the time limit for taking cognizance of an offense punishable with imprisonment for more than 3 years but less than 7 years? 3 years. Which section of CRPC allows the accused to plead guilty in writing in summons cases? Section 253. What is the maximum sentence that can be imposed by an executive magistrate under CRPC? Imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months. Under CRPC, which section allows a magistrate to refer a dispute to arbitration or settlement? Section 89. Which section of CRPC mandates that every arrested person must be produced before a magistrate within 24 hours of arrest? Section 57. Which section provides for the appeal by the state government or central government against a sentence on the grounds of its inadequacy, section 377. Which section of CRPC deals with the circumstances when a search warrant may be issued? Section 93. What is the time limit to file an appeal in case of a death sentence under CRPC? Answer is 30 days. Which section deals with the examination of witnesses through a commission? Section 284. Under which section does CRPC allow in-camera proceedings to protect the identity of rape victims? Section 327 2. Under which section does CRPC provide for the procedure of plea bargaining? Answer is sections 265A to 265L. Which section deals with the legal provisions for bail in bailable offences? Section 436. Which section of CRPC deals with revision petitions? Section 397. Under which section can a magistrate issue an injunction to prevent injury or harm to public health, safety, or conveyance? Section 144. What is the maximum period for which a police officer can detain an accused person without obtaining a remand? Answer is 24 hours. Section 57. Which section of CRPC provides for the medical examination of the accused? Section 53. Which section deals with the compounding of offences under CRPC? Section 320. Under which section can a High Court quash a criminal proceeding to prevent abuse of the process of law? Section 482. Which section lays down the provisions for default bail under CRPC? Section 167 2. Which section of the CRPC allows the accused to be a competent witness in his own defense? Section 315. Which section of the CRPC defines the term charge? Section 2B. What is the maximum punishment that a magistrate, that is, first class magistrate, can impose? Imprisonment up to 3 years or fine up to rupees 10,000 or both under section 29 2. Which section deals with the enquiry into cases triable by the Court of Session? Section 208. Under CRPC, when is the presence of the accused mandatory during a trial? During the framing of charges, recording of confession, and at the final stage of judgment under section 273. Which section deals with the execution of sentences of death under CRPC? Section 354 5. Which section of CRPC deals with summary dismissal of appeals? Section 384. Which section defines a non-cognizable offence under CRPC? Section 2I. Which section of CRPC deals with charge framing? Section 228. Which section defines an offence under CRPC? Section 2N. Which section deals with the power to sentence to imprisonment in default of payment of fine? Section 64 of the Indian Penal Code and referred in CRPC under section 357. What is the provision for medical examination of rape victims under CRPC? Section 164A. Which section allows for the issue of a proclamation requiring an accused person to appear in court? Section 82. Which section deals with the power of the court to record a confession? Section 164. Which section empowers the Sessions Court to pass any sentence authorized by law, including the death penalty? Section 28. 2. Which section defines the term cognizable offense? Section 2C. Which section of CRPC deals with preventive actions of the police to avoid a breach of peace? Section 149. Under which section can a magistrate inquire into the cause of death in cases of suspicious or unnatural death? Section 176. Which section deals with the transfer of criminal cases from one court to another? Section 408. Which section allows a person to challenge the legality of their arrest? Section 439. Under which section of CRPC can the High Court call for records of a lower court to exercise its power of revision? Section 397. So, you first listen all these questions along with the answers, then again repeat twice the listening. Automatically, all the answers gets registered in your subconscious mind. When you writing the answers in the exam, automatically you get the answers. So, listen these questions along with the answers 3 times. Thank you. Please subscribe.